All right, let's get to it. Guys, welcome back. Welcome back to yet another TapDaddyBeats stream. Oh gosh, I'm stuttering today. But yeah, today should be a pretty interesting stream. We're mixing some beats down, and you know, lately in these beat making streams, or I mean these mixing streams, I've been mixing just beats down for BeatStars, and today we're gonna be kind of doing something a little bit different. Today we're gonna be working on some of my actual discography. I've got so much shit lined up, guys. Like, I've pretty much planned out the first 3 months of 2026, and I have a lot of mixing to do, right? So we're gonna get to some of that today. If you guys are curious what we're listening to, this is my most recent release. It's called Day in the Life. Definitely go check it out if you're interested. If you guys are trying to find the music, I am TapDaddy on all platforms. So, yeah, definitely check it out. It's, you know, it's good stuff, man. And what we're working on today will, in fact, be coming out on Spotify. So, you guys can say that you were there when it was mixed. All right. Dope. Now, I intentionally chose some demos today that already are in a really good spot. So, I feel like we're gonna go one of two ways with these. We're either gonna get really in the weeds, or we're gonna try to do as little as possible to really, you know, preserve the feel of the demos. We're gonna kind of check them out and see, you know. But anyways, I believe it is Morbin time. Let's pause this. Let's get into this. Oh gosh, yeah, I am recovering samples. Okay, this one was in BandLab. Boop. I think it was in here. We're gonna get that replaced, and then we're gonna give this our first listen through. And it should be, guys, you'll recognize this one from last Saturday. So just to kind of run you guys through some of the setup, I just shipped off my last release of 2025. By the way, what's up, Nug? How you doing, man? He says had to stop by and see someone mixing some mixing sauce. Hell yeah, man. How you doing, dude? But yeah, just a little rundown of like what I've got on my plate and where this lands in my discography. So I just shipped off a 2-track EP that's going to be dropping first release of 2026. I just shipped off my last release of 2025. I think this one that we're going to be mixing down right here is probably going to be coming out after this 2-track EP. It's called Dragonfly. It's going to be a cool EP. And yeah, this is a single that's going to be kind of buying time for me until I release my first like, I guess, large EP. Well, large meaning like 5 tracks. It's called Night Owl, and we're gonna be touching a little bit of Night Owl today as well. So I don't know. I've got good stuff. You guys will see. Some of you guys are gonna recognize this from Saturday. This was one that I knew was like definitely a single material, you know. So let's give it our first listen through. Let's see what we're working with here. Golden one. I'm such a fan of this vibraphone. So I'm already hearing a few things that I'm going to kind of hit right off the bat. Some leveling adjustments, but I want to just hear this all the way through. Oh man, this trumpet sounds so good. I feel like I don't even really want to touch it much. See, that's the thing is I've been trying really to be good about teaching myself to not fuck with things that don't need to be fucked with, right? I don't know. I've been really putting a bigger emphasis on just putting together tracks that sound good from the production. And we did do a little bit of light mixing on this when we made this track, but you know, it can always be better, so we're going to make it better. First things first, let's check our max peak value. We're really not too far over. We're at 0.24, but we want to give ourselves some room so that we have room to bring things up. We're going to give ourselves some headroom here. So, perfect. I got my group on the bottom here, so I can just select it like this. These should stay even with each other, so we're not going to touch the volume of these, but we are going to touch the volume of the group. All right, so I've got everything selected, and we're going to get, this is how we give ourselves headroom. We're going to say, okay, -1, now we're below 0, and then however much headroom we want, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that should be enough for now. We can give ourselves more if we need it. Moving on. Okay, so kind of moving... We're going to start working our way into the track. I always like to start at the beginning here. These snare brushes almost feel too compressed, but that's just part of the sample. There's not anything we can do about that. It's not too bad, though, I guess. I like the little subtle cymbal details. We got people in the background. That's good. Let's raise that a little bit. Okay, this crowd noise definitely should come up. I liked how subtle it is, just kind of coming out of nowhere. But it's like it's barely heard. That could probably come up a decent amount. I've got an idea for what we can do with this. So we've got this super plate. You see, I like that. I like that tail. I want to bring that tail forward, right? God damn. How do we do this, though? How? It's almost like we need to almost add like a lot, or maybe we'll like turn on a compressor on the outro. Like we turn on a compressor like right over here. But we're going to have to really normalize the volume if we do that, because we don't want it to jump up in volume, right? We'll see. Nug says, when it comes to gain staging, do you recommend using the utility on the individual track or just stick with the volume faders? And what's the difference between the two? So, that's a good one. You know, quite personally, I feel like it's more about workflow. Okay, so I prefer to be able to just, mix on the mixer, on the mixing console, for lack of a better term. I prefer being able to use these guys over here on the right, when it comes to leveling. Now, I do got to acknowledge though, and I heard this from a friend of mine that actually got lessons from an engineer that works a lot in Ableton. And something that you should be weary of is, I guess, the way that volume works on this console is a little bit different from how it works like with a utility. Like, I guess that there is a kind of compression factor when you're using these guys, which I honestly don't know too much about. I can't really tell the difference. And so because I can't really tell the difference, I use what works best for my workflow, right? Which is I do all automations using utility plugins and all that. But when it comes to nudging the track as a whole up and down, I'm using these guys over here. So basically what I'm saying is there might be a technical reason why you might prefer the utility plugin, but quite honestly, if I can't hear the shit with my ears, then I don't give a fuck, right? That's kind of how I move through things, But it's a good question, man. I mean, I think that really you should just kind of do what works best for your workflow and also what sounds best in your opinion, right? So, oh man, but here we go. Here's what I was going to try to do. We're going to try LA2A maybe. This might be a little bit too slow for this. First of all, let's just try doing this like, because we have this fade in and fade out. This is going to make this feel a little bit fatter, which is not really the intention, but I think I'm okay with that because really what I want to do is I want to capture this reverb tail and really bring it forward. Oh. Oh, okay. I'm starting to understand how we might be able to pull this off. Maybe a little bit less compression here. In fact, let's get rid of this compression. Let's try to do this without the compression. And here's what I'm thinking is we're going to automate this dry wet a little bit. So we'll start it with like maybe 50%. But I want to end like as soon as the beat drops in, we're going to be sliding this up. Yeah. Like that. That's really what we're trying to do here. Okay. Tricky. I like it. Okay. We got to find our dry wet knob. Oh, it's over here. There we go. So we're going to automate that. We're going to leave it at about 50%, and then we are going to really hike this up pretty dramatically, like up to 100%, I'm thinking. Okay, let's hear this together. Cool. Very cool. All right. Let's get rid of that compressor. Compressor? I barely know her. Sorry, dumb joke. Okay. This element can come forward. this guy can come back a little bit. Okay, but we also got to think kind of spatially as well. Really, in the beginning, we're trying to really just nail it down when it comes to the leveling and how things are spaced from one another. You could do so much work with if you're just focusing on that. Just how loud are things and where are they in the track? That is like honestly 90% of what gets you the results. The last 10% is more about flavor. I mean EQing also is kind of a big deal, but I don't know. I've been kind of a little bit more minimalist in how I EQ these days. All right. We're leaning right on this guy. Cool, let's make it so. We got to balance against this. Okay, and this is leaning right. This is more in the lower register, though. We do need... What's our higher register instruments? We got this guy. That's pretty dead center. We're going to lean this guy a little bit more left. Something like this. This guy could go, like, way on the outside. This needs to come in a little bit more center then. What if we kind of swapped around? I don't know. I kind of want to hear the augmented mallet in the left ear. This guy, we should figure out the positioning of this guy pretty early on because he goes pretty far through the track. It's going to determine a lot about how we balance the rest of these instruments. And I mean, you know, you can always like swap mid-track. I've done that before. It's just like, I feel like if you have too much movement of stuff, it can be a little bit distracting. I don't know, when things start changing positions, you know, it does draw attention. I just human instinct is to like if you hear something moving, our attention is drawn to it. That's just part of our survival instincts, right? We pay attention to movement more than we pay attention to dynamics even, right? So, you know, it's like you could utilize that if you're like maybe have something that you want to be the focal point of something, right? But if it's like more of a background detail, like we kind of want it to be this stationary thing, right? I don't know. It's something to think about for sure. I feel like there's 1,000 different use cases for that. Okay, we were going to try swapping. Yeah, and let's just try it like this. We're going to do our balancing in this utility. Let's go back. Maybe, I mean, really the obvious thing is this is our high-ranged instrument. This is the more like, what if we put this a little bit more on the left ear? Oh, yeah, wait. Okay. I'm actually going to get rid of this utility. We're going to go back to doing this on the console. This guy definitely needs to come down. Now, this isn't like, I was just talking about how you can like draw attention by having movement on something. This is something that might be an interesting transitionary thing that we could kind of move from one ear to the other to kind of like create, like, it's so subtle, but drawing attention to it will kind of make people appreciate the subtlety of this. And because it's on the outro of this, where we're kind of like, we're done with our big part here, so we're trying to hit them with something else to kind of pay attention to here. So see, it already kind of has this pan from left to right kind of feel, but what if we made that more pronounced? Since we're doing an automation, we're going to do this with a utility. We're going to say, do we want to do it as a straight line? Yeah, we probably do. Over to like here. Oh, yeah. We might even go even harder on that. Why not? That sounded really slick. Let's touch the outsides. What if we went like crazy? Oh, yeah, that's cool. God damn, let's hear this whole section put together. In fact, we'll bring it back to the beginning here. Also, let's do a little save as. I'm going to call this Mix V2 because I would consider that first demo a pretty decent mix. So I'm going to call this Mix V2. Boop. There we go. Boy, we're getting in the weeds with this one, okay? I was kind of like, we're either going to go one way or the other. We're going to get like fly through this and try to not touch anything, or we're going to get really peculiar with things. And it's kind of leaning that way. We'll see how deep we get into this mix, but I think we'll be able to finish this one today. See, Spotify mixes, man. When I'm mixing for just like BeatStars beats, I'm, doing a 1-over and just like making sure it sounds good for the rappers that might be considering it. When I'm mixing though for Spotify, I mean, man, I really ponder over it. In fact, this V2 might turn into a V3 or a V4. Just because I know it might get heard by a lot of people. So I'm like, better do good work, right? I don't know. No pressure. All right, let's hear this. This is also our last chance to touch any of the production. We've got this guy, but I was just thinking this guy specifically paired up with this rise in crowd stuff, but we'd probably turn this delay off for this section. We don't want it to be like super pronounced. It just helps it lift a little bit more. It helps assist a little bit. How do we like the leveling of that? We can automate it to be different later on in the track if we need that second one to be different, but that feels good. Okay. Okay, now let's just reevaluate how we have everything gain staged like over here. We might experiment with a little bit more of a bolder trumpet here. Yeah, if we raise that trumpet by 1, that kind of gives us more space to bring some of these other details a little bit more forward. So like this guy, I was thinking as well. That's a sick section. Do we want to do anything with these violins though? Oh man, this is so good. We're gonna try one thing for sure. But like the quality of this violin is so good. Like this does not need to be messed with too much. You know, gotta avoid just like fucking up a good thing, right? We could try a pop hall, like a very clean hall reverb on this. Oh, we gotta. Yeah. So I'm like really messing with stuff. Locked in here. You guys will notice we've really avoided compression. Yeah, we're really trying to allow as much dynamic nuance as we can to this track. You know, it's really jazzy. You know, a lot of boom bap beats that I do are like really compressed, right? But I don't know. I think stylistically, when you got a lot of this jazz instrumentation, you got this saxophone, and you know, we kind of want to allow for some of the subtlety of, like, you know, these licks to be pretty dynamic pieces. And I don't know. I've been trying to teach myself to, you know, not rely so heavily on compression. If we can refrain from it, our tracks can have a lot more room to breathe. The drums are compressed to shit, though. It's great. This feels like it's leaning slightly to the right. Yeah, you can kind of see it visually there too. We're gonna swap. So you just slide that off to the left a little bit. It's kind of countering this little organ here. See, when you give everything its like own home to exist in, you really like everything can really be heard, you know, really be felt. We might turn down the trumpet in this last bit. We have it pretty prominent over here, obviously. We got a lot of instrumentation going on over here. Boy, we really are flying through this mix. It's kind of crazy. So we're taking it down 3 decibels over on this outro track. Excuse me. Dude, that's perfection. I don't know. I'm like really at the point where I'm like, do I keep fucking with it? You see, this is where I feel like I would get a little bit too far in the weeds with compression. I'm going to try to cut myself off from doing that today. Like one thing I was kind of considering is maybe a little compression on that bass to fatten it. But you know, right now it's got this very like strummed feel to it because of how like, just to show you guys, you know, which is, it sounds like a synthesizer soloed, but when put together with this really jazzy track, it almost feels like an upright bass, like a really clean. Yeah, we're gonna let that be. Might even just let me get a sense of what's going on here. Okay, right on 100 is about where we're getting the most thump. Let's get that. That feels good right there, though. All right, let's bring it all the way back. Let's hear this all the way through. Play with this riser here. Maybe we do what we did for this section. We turn on this delay. That does feel better. I can't deny it. Okay, I'm kind of sold on that. All right. Yeah, we're going to delete that automation. We're going to leave this. Okay. Back to the beginning. Let's see how much headroom we have going into our mastering. question I have is like, is the snare too loud here? It just might be a bit too loud for the track. I think we're going to try to nudge that snare back a little bit, but quite honestly, as soon as we touch the master with some compression, that's going to really tell us. I feel like I learned so much about my mix the moment I touch the master with some compression. It just like amplifies all of my mistakes, you know. And this is compressed pretty hard, so even bringing it down here isn't going to do a ton. But that might just be the right amount. And we had about 5.5 decibels of headroom, which I think is plenty. It's great. Cool. All right. Yeah, dude, this is sounding beautiful. All right. Let's pull out the Shadow Hills Master Compressor and let's see. Man, I swear this came together so much faster than I thought it was going to. At first, you know, I was feeling like, yeah, we're going to get really in the weeds here, but I mean, man, I feel like just simply being better with your production and the sound selection can just ultimately, I think that really, really is what brings your mix the farthest. And that's just something I've been really focused on lately. So I've been kind of surprising myself with like these mixes. Sidechain. Okay, here's the really fun part. Let's don't want to overly squeeze it. Let's run this back. See how this feels like with the brushes and all that. Good, it's like barely. Barely even compressing here as we want. small adjustment we need to make. We are gonna boost that kick a little bit more dramatically. This is already kind of extreme. I don't give a fuck. I know what I want. Gonna... Okay. Okay. All right. Now we're going to add a little bit of saturation. We're going to try to not go too overboard with it, though. Literally just kind of brightening the track, making it a little bit more vibrant. Let's see how this feels with the bass and all that. It doesn't feel muddy, but it does feel brighter. Do a little save. Okay. Now I think that we can pull out, let's see, we need to bring this up to volume first. So we got minus 4.61 decibels of volume here. We're going to boost this by 4.6. We're going to slap a little limiter on the other side to catch anything that might step its toe over the line. Put that 0 dB. And then we're going to just bring out ozone and feed it through the maximizer and do a little bit of EQing as well. We'll see what it generates. I feel like this is such a full track, it might actually do something decent, but I feel like most of the time I end up having to go back and fuck with it. Let's see, we're going to run it in this section. And just a fair warning, this is going to be decently loud, and it might jump up in volume, so just brace yourself, okay? Let's check it out. Yikes. Okay. Yeah, I already saw the... Not a fan of how big that is. Alright, look, I think this is probably a little bit too much clamping down in this mid-range. I do like this little lift at around 3K. This got blown out of proportion because it really what it was sensing is the drums were cut. And it's like, we don't need a boost by that much. We do want a brighter high end. Sounding good. All right, now let's measure our LUFS, see where we're at. Really, we're hoping for about minus 10.5 as I think kind of what we're aiming for. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, minus 11.3. That's like a little bit lower than I would like. Also, I feel like maybe this boost in the low end that I added is a little bit much. We might even kind of clamp down. It's feeling very boomy. Let's run it all the way back from the beginning. I'll take like as low as minus 11, but I would like to kind of push it into the minus 10s. Let's see where we're at. Make sure that this sounds clean too, you know. Kind of just made a lot of adjustments to the master. Minus 11.3, but I am liking like how this is sounding. I think really what I'm gonna do from here is we're gonna just pull out a limiter and we're gonna try to just shove it into the roof a little bit extra. Maybe like 1 decibel, I think would do the ticket, which is kind of extreme, but okay, let's try this. We'll set it to true peak and let's run it back and just see. This might be almost too much. Oh, this is looking good. Minus 10.7. Dude. Okay, yeah. I think we hit that one. Of course, I'm going to have to really sit with this demo. There might be another version, but you know, I like to really give myself a few days to really sit with the demo. I usually, you know, might come back and do another version if there's something that's kind of bugging me. But for now, I feel like we got that to a really good spot. Ah, man. Okay, so I think we're gonna try to do another one today. So this was a single that I think is gonna be coming out as my second release in 2026, I imagine. So if you're somebody that listens to my Spotify, you'll see this drop. Let's see. Now, I think basically what I want to do next is I want to get a little bit of work done on a track that is going to be dropping on an EP that I'm working on. This will be kind of I'm not exactly sure when this is going to be dropping, but for those of you guys that are familiar, I don't know if you guys know like Clear as Water. That's actually a single from this EP. It's called Night Owl. It's the name of this EP. Yeah, Clear as Water and Special Offer are both the two singles that I have out right now from the Night Owl EP that we're going to be working on track 4 off of the Night Owl EP. This one's a really cool one. It's got some interesting drums. Very interesting drums. But while I'm going to go grab a little bit of coffee, and while I'm doing that, I'll let you guys listen to Special Offer. This is kind of the vibe of the whole EP. This is honestly the track that put this EP into motion, the whole idea for it. So I hope you guys enjoy. I'm going to be 2 seconds while I go heat up some coffee, and then we're going to dive in with song 1039, the 4th track on this. All right, I'll be at 2 seconds, guys. TapDaddy. TapDaddy Beats. hell yeah, we're on Clear as Water. Let's listen to this through, because the next track is what comes after Clear as Water. Let's see, the next one is song 1039. Okay. We did save this, right? Yeah, we did. Boy, we're really getting some good work done today.
TapDaddyBeats.
All right. And I gotta place these. Okay, so we gotta replace some of these samples. I sorted them. Okay. And then once it's found the samples, we get to hear track 4 off of Night Owl. It's gonna be good. Man, this is a very weird track. That you guys will see. I kind of did something very strange with the drums. I made this track. I must have spent like, yeah, I spent like 7 hours producing this track. And part of that was like, you know, mixing as well. So this is actually a pretty well mixed demo. Really, we're going to be tidying this up. But yeah, I showed my wife though, like, check this out. Like, she was just like, cool. What are we going to do with this beat? I was like, I don't know, but I think it's dope. So anyways, this is track 4. I can't remember if I have a name for it yet. Let me know if you have a name. This comes after Clear as Water. All right, let's hear it. Yeah, I really did actually mix this track down pretty much already. Like, I've already got this trumpet in a, you guys will see. I want to show you guys something pretty interesting. This is how I love to do reverbs and delays. I mostly am doing this on like vocals, but I sometimes elect to do this on trumpets and stuff as well. But basically, you'll see I'm feeding this trumpet into this return to track where I've got the delay. And I kind of boost some of the highs, I give it some fresh air, and then this is the real magic. This glue compressor. I'm using the signal from this trumpet and compressing down on the effects that are happening afterwards, right? So basically, like this, trumpet comes in, and as that trumpet comes in, the delays that it's generating comes down ever so slightly. And then as that trumpet lets off, those delays come up ever so slightly. And so the end result is that this trumpet is like baked into this beautiful delayed out bed, of trumpet sounds kind of going on the sides. But it's so subtle that you wouldn't know that that's happening unless if I showed you, right? It's kind of the whole point of that. Like that's perfect. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna do a little save as. We're also gonna call this one a mix V2 because I like the original mix. We'll call that our V1. But there's a few things that do just need to get nudged into place, and then I think really the goal for this is that we're gonna master this. And for the Night Owl EP, we are looking a little bit more on the quieter side of my range that I typically master to. So like my range lately has been -9 to -11. This is gonna sit hopefully somewhere in like the -11 range. Since it's on the B side of the EP, it might even be like -11.5, but we'll get there when we get there. Okay. See, like, it's really like these elements that could come forward. I like how these fit together. I feel like this vibraphone roll, though, does need to come forward ever so slightly. Also, we need to get a sense of our max peak volume. Let's go ahead and move this up, but then let's run it all the way through and get a sense of what our max peak is. Have to play with how that ends right there. Okay. So you see there is some stuff that needs to be addressed in this V2, but but goddamn, this track is so slick, man. I love it. Okay, let's run it all the way through. I should have paid attention the first time we heard this just to see what our max peak was. God, I love this track. Okay, so minus 1.11 is our max peak. That's good. I mean, we're below clipping, but I do want to give ourselves a little bit more headroom because I think really what I'm focused on here is just taking some of these individualized elements and kind of bringing them forward, especially some of the brighter details, you know. We don't want this to sound like a slog, you know. Let's see. Minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe. That should be good. Okay. And just a little bit of cleanup here from my last session. I see we have this purity track that's doing nothing. We can delete that. What else we got? This MIDI track doing nothing. We can delete that. I swear I saw some plugins that I wasn't using. Yeah, like this compressor. Compressor? I hardly know. Sorry. I need to stop saying that. This guy definitely needs some compression. I usually like to use the 1176 on this, but sometimes that kind of creates a little bit of weird artifacts on it. We're going to try it, but let's try this with the LA2A, which is not usually what I'd use for this synth lead, but we might need something that, you know, kind of treats it a little bit more slowly and gently. Let's also just like look at these notes. So this note is just so resonant. I think we might even just set that guy down a little bit. This note almost gets lost. Let's bring that up. Oh, that's much better. I kind of want to add on to this. What if we pulled out a super plate? This is the kind of, sound that's like very high frequency. We throw this big reverb on it, and it's going to catch on those highs, and hopefully that would sound really cool, but I guess we'll find out. Okay. Yeah, that LA2A is doing good work on that. All right, we need to back it up. There was something that we were trying to fix with this vibraphone. See, it just ends so like abruptly. Kind of awkwardly. I've got a little bit of a weird kind of workaround for this. What if we, through this delay, we automate it such that it like turns on like right over here. Yeah, you see? That might be more the ticket right there. Just kind of fades into the background. That's beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, let's bring this back. Let's kind of zoom out, right? And try to not listen for anything in particular. We're just going to kind of listen through this, and hopefully any issues that might be occurring might just kind of come to us. I think that's kind of the smartest way to mix, rather than, focusing in so much on like, is this kick perfect? It's like, you're going to find problems if you go looking for problems, but the things that really matter are the things that stick out to you, right? trumpet felt a little bit dry. Curious how this sounds without the vinyl filter on it. I feel like it's better. Also, how did that end there? I saw a little something. It's a little something right there. See, and then it's like, it's so dry, and there was like reverb on the original sample. Let's mask that a little bit. We're gonna add our own reverb onto this. Very clean hall reverb is kind of what we're going for here. Ooh, I like that. Ooh, nice. Okay. It could be a little bit brighter, and we're going to do this after the reverb so we can also kind of EQ what's going on with this reverb. Let's see how this feels over here. Okay, I've been kind of like mixing at a pretty low volume, honestly. I'm going to kind of bring up my volume a bit and kind of do the same thing that we just did, which was just kind of listening through, not trying to listen for anything in particular. What's up, Signature? How's it going, dude? How's your day going, man? Okay, we may have brought up that trumpet a little bit too much. We'll set this down a little bit. I think it's really just the EQing that we did and the reverb kind of brought it up, made it stick out a little bit. Setting it down 1 decibel helped it there. Yeah, it's still kind of sticking out. And we might even automate it to be a little bit different. You know, this is just a little bit more of a shout section. But, you know, even over here, it was like a little extreme. So we're nudging it down by 1 more dB. But yeah, he says, great, thanks. How about you? I'm chilling, man. We're working on discography today. So, you know, it's a fun day. Yeah, this is a track that's going to be on my upcoming Night Owl EP. Which is going to be dropping, like, I'm not exactly sure the date. It might be sometime in February, but I pretty much have, like, my first 3 months of 2026 planned out in terms of discography. And today we're really, like, getting to work on a lot of this, you know? So we did a single earlier, which I think is going to be my second single to drop, or my second release in 2026. And, this might follow that release. I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure yet. But I've basically got 2 EPs and an or actually 3 EPs and an album all lined up. So I'm like, you know, I got my hands full, you know, but it's all good. Like we're honestly like blasting through it. Let's see. Oh, that sounded locked in. That sounded very locked in. But let's hear the second part. We might automate the second part to be a little bit different. No, that's great. Okay. Yeah, it sounds cool. Thank you, man. Okay, we're gonna do the same kind of reverb here on this guy. In fact, these might be the same chain. I've kind of kept them separate. Like, I haven't grouped them yet. But I don't think that it really makes sense to group these guys, because they are kind of two different samples that need to be kind of leveled differently from one another. Yeah, you see, that just feels a little bit more lively, a little bit more wet. I like it. Okay, now where's this guy? This guy right here. I kind of want to bring this guy forward, I think. Okay, and spacing-wise, where do we want this guy to lean? Do we want him? I don't know. You guys might notice I've been kind of keeping things pretty center for this track. There's a lot of, like, trade-off and, you know, I don't know. Unlike the last track that we did where we really kind of, like, separated things out, you know, to the leaning left, leaning right, you know. This one, a lot of it really does take place in the center, and that's also okay, you know. Kind of gives us this strong core, you know. So, love your time signature. Thank you, man. I just decided to go kind of different. It is 4/4, but I just decided to go crazy on the snare placement here. I wanted to do something that wasn't like in 2 and 4 and 2 and 4. You know what I mean? I just kind of wanted to go crazy in the grid for this, and I'm glad I did. I don't know. It's just like, it totally sent me on a very different path, you know? I love it. This guy might come down one. This little pad could come forward. Oh, that's a fun one. I like that. So yeah, we kind of automate that to fade in. Oh, That's good. What's up, Christian Bull? How you doing, man? It's good to see you. Hey, this is taking a break from making beats so I can watch you make beats. Oh, hell yeah, man. Yeah, today we're mixing something down for an upcoming EP. This is gonna be track 4 on my upcoming EP. It's called Night Owl. Kind of some ethereal stuff, kind of, different from my normal jazzy hip hop stuff, but I feel like I made a bunch of beats that all fall in this one sort of sound, and I expanded on it. And after a while, I was like, these beats are so weird. Like, how am I gonna get these out to people? And I dropped 2 singles from this. I dropped a Special Offer, and I dropped Clear as Water. And they've done a lot better than I was expecting. Like, I don't know. They were just like, it's kind of one of those where you're like, I'm totally taking a risk here. But, but given how these performed, I was like, okay, maybe a Night Owl EP isn't like so batshit insane, right? So, we're coming out swinging hard in 2026, man. All right. Let's see. We just increased this guy. I think this guy can definitely come forward a lot more. Yeah. How'd you mix the violins? They feel panned to both sides and like in the back somehow. So I'm curious what you're hearing as violins in here, because to my knowledge, I don't quite have violins. I have a lot of synth work in here. So really what I've got going on it might be this guy that you're thinking of. This guy, yeah. So really, I guess a big part of this is just like the amount of reverb that I gave it. And also, it's kind of the context of like level-wise, volume-wise, how is it positioned to the rest of the track? It is in the background, It is a background detail. So I think like one of the like biggest keys to emulating distance in your mixes, it's a simple formula. It's a decrease in volume with an increase in reverb, and that emulates distance, right? So it's cool. Some kind of double tracking stuff. So this actually, it might just be the fact that I have this incredibly wide reverb on it. So if we solo it, this is what it sounds like. And really, let's hear it without the reverb, completely dry. So, you'll notice like there is this delay on it that is kind of like on the sides. And that I think is kind of the double tracking that you're hearing. The reverb itself though is kind of what makes it feel like this one big wall, I like it though. I like it, Let's bring this back. Let's hear this from the beginning. Let's see kind of where we're at with it. This guy can come forward a little bit. We might do a little bit of compression on this guy, because there's like a little bit of a delay element on this that I kind of want brought forward. Well, before we go compressing things, let's just go into this itself and give the delay a little bit more level. Okay, here we go. Beautiful. Okay, let's hear this. Yeah, I don't think we want to mess with this too much, but let's pull out our EQ. Really see where the most effective range this is. And, you know, I always like to, when I'm doing this sort of EQing, I will go to like whatever I feel like is the body of my track. It would be these keys right here, these Rhodes. And you can see like really anything above 1K is gonna like stick out nicely above it. So we'll see. Yeah. When is your last stream before Christmas? Good question, Signature. I think it's going to be this Saturday morning cook-up. And I'll probably, you know, in the community tab, I'll probably make a post letting you guys know, like, you know, how long I'm going to be away. But I'm going to try not be away too long. I think I'm going to take a little bit of time off between, you know, like Christmas and New Year's. I still need to like track down exactly what days, because ultimately I don't want to take too much time off. I've got a lot of plans for 2026, so I'm like, oh, I want to keep chugging along on it, you know? So, but hopefully it won't be too long, you know? But if anything, I think this Saturday might be the last YouTube stream. And then I'll come back as soon as possible right after New Year's. So, let's see. Yeah, CS Sardine, how you doing, man? He says, do you often keep the automation open on tracks the way you have in this session? You know, it kind of depends what I'm doing. Quite honestly, I'll open my automations when I'm doing an automation, and then I'll forget that I have that open, you know? So, like, there's no mixing secret here, you know? It's just my laziness and inability to tidy up my workspace that you're seeing here. Yeah, he says, I kind of like the details it lets you see. I always keep mine closed, unless if I'm writing automations. That's fair, man. That's fair. Yeah, quite honestly, we opened up our automation to do something. I forget exactly what it was. But you know, I'm kind of unbothered by it. I don't really think too much about it, but you know, we'll see. I don't know. That's really what you're seeing, though, is my inability to be tidy. But yeah, sounds great. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, the signature says nice one. Thank you, man. We're making progress here. I was just pointing out that basically anything above 1,000 hertz is going to really creep over the top of these Rhodes. So I think what we're going to do with this guy is, yeah, this looks about right. We could even kind of like clamp down on this instead. it's kind of the same thing. A subtractive EQ and an additive EQ kind of can be the same thing depending on how you look at it. Because subtracting here is kind of like boosting the rest of the track, right? Adding here is kind of like subtracting everything else, right? So it kind of is just how you look at it. And then you gain stage afterwards, and it's like, cool. Just the way my mind works is we're going to do a little additive EQ here. Bring forward specifically this range here. Like right there. Ooh, yeah. Damn it, no secrets to be found. Yeah. Fair, man. Cheers. Okay. All right, let's hear this trumpet part. Oh, there was a string, actually. Oh, shit. You see, we fucked something up here. Okay. I forgot to turn off this delay automation. Yeah, that's why this was sounding so crowded. Okay. We're going to basically go through here. And let's make sure that this also sounds the same, that this doesn't sound awkward. Okay, we're going to listen through this section and kind of be focused on this vibraphone roll. This guy. See, so that gets buried in the trumpets right there. We also just have so much more going on in this section that this vibraphone gets a little bit extra buried. I like how this feels over here. But I think over here we might want this to come up a little bit more. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring in a utility, an extra utility, different from this guy. We're going to say +2 probably. Let's start there, see how this feels. Yeah, that's okay though. We're going to let that die underneath the horns. It feels natural that way. Okay, and we're going to make sure that this only is on here. What do we have going on in this section over here? I think this needs to be turned off over here. Yeah, this is where it comes back to normal volume. It's just in this big section, you know, where we got so much stuff going on, you know. Yeah. To duck the delay. No, we're not like ducking the delay. Over here, the cutoff for this felt awkward, right? It just, the way it ended felt very weird. So we added this delay so that it feels like it kind of continues on, but it just kind of fades out. See, so that exit point right there just kind of feels a little bit more natural with this delay. Right here, it doesn't feel unnatural how it ends because it kind of dies underneath those trumpets. We'll see on this next come around. Yeah. Okay. And then let's make sure that this next section is tidy. Now, speaking of ducking delays, Christian, this is something you might find kind of cool. So, you might notice I've got these trumpet delays going on here, right? But you'll notice like that trumpet really cuts through those delays. Like those delays aren't getting in the way of shit, right? The reason why is because I decided to, instead of doing the delays on this trumpet track, I decided to bring them out into this return track, right? So here's my return track. I've got my delay. I've got a little EQ boost, a tiny bit of fresh air to give the delays themselves a little bit more, pop to it. But really what's doing a lot of work here is I've got this glue compressor. So that is taking signal from the dry, trumpet. So basically, every time that this trumpet comes in, those delays, they come down ever so slightly. And then as that trumpet kind of dies off, the delays, they come up ever so slightly. We're kind of baking it into this nice bed of like trumpet delay, right? So all together, and I'll even show you right here, you can see what the signal's doing. Oh man, it really just clears nice space for that. You can hear the return track right here. So yeah, it really is like bringing it up and down and whatnot. But put together, you wouldn't even notice it, right? That's kind of the whole point of how we do that. Is we try to make it very unnoticeable, but when you put it into practice, it just feels so clean. Okay, let's bring this back to the beginning and let's kind of see where we're at. I want to get a feel for first of all, I want to see what our max peak value is going to be. And also, we're just going to kind of listen through this without expectation, trying to not dig for problems, but rather if we hear a problem, we'll address it, right? So let's bring it back here. Let's check it out. feel like, actually, I feel like these, this guy's kind of jutting out a little bit. I think we're going to take this down 1 decibel. I've been kind of going back and forth on this. And it's like now it feels like it's jutting out. Okay. Let's hear in this next section though. Oh yeah, we got plenty of headroom here. All right, back to the beginning once more. And then we might be getting close to mastering. We'll see. Do a little save first. Man, goddamn. I like this track, man. It's so cool. Heard of / tried the Air Windows plugin? I haven't. What is it? I'm curious. Boy, we have a lot of room on here. Hell yeah. He says the ha was a typo. You're all good, man. Got you. Thought you were just mocking me. No, I'm kidding. He's like, ha, this guy sucks at mixing. No, jokes. Jokes. We got jokes. Yeah, he's like carrying groceries. Sorry for spamming. You're good, man. Says it's a dude named Chris. He made like 400 free plugins. What? Some of them are amazing. I might have to look into that. I mean, I'm a big fan of free plugins, you know? Yeah. Although I will say, I feel like sometimes I download so many free plugins and then I've just got this overcrowded library of plugins. So I'd have to really look into like which ones would I want from his collection, you know? But yeah. He's like, I am, ha! Nelson style from Simpsons. Yeah. But yeah, are there any like plugins in there that you feel like are like essential to your music? You know, I guess something kind of similar to that is I feel like the Melda production suite, they have a whole bundle of free plugins. It comes with like 38 free plugins, and I would basically equate it to another set of stock plugins, you know? Like if you're like, I just don't have enough saturators, I don't have enough reverbs, you know? I particularly like the reverbs in it. There's like an Imcharm verb that's like a really cool, like it's kind of a reverb that you have a lot of control over that I like to use for vocals, and it has this plate reverb. I forget what it's called. It's like implate something. But yeah, he says please download it and try Toe Tape 8. Okay, It's a tape emulator. Oh, fuck yeah, dude. I love tape emulators. I feel like it's been a while since I've been in the market for a tape emulator. I've been using, I've got RC20, and I've also got Sketch Cassette 2, which is kind of an interesting one. It's got this like hand-drawn interface on it. And I used to use Chow tape, but Chow tape really wasn't that versatile. But I feel like, tape processors, they kind of all have their own characteristics to them, so I could always use another tape processor. It's always fun. Yeah. Never tried Melda. It's cool. It's cool. Definitely look it up. There's, a free bundle that I think is, they actually have some really incredible reverbs for a free plugin, But yeah, he says Milda is a shitty brand of butter in Sweden. Okay. Well, I guarantee you'll enjoy Melda a lot better. Yeah. Hopefully it's better than the bad butter. Yeah. I hope so too. All right. I think we're getting close there. Let's just hear it like one more time. Sorry to keep running this back on you guys, but I think we're pretty much getting there. We had a decent amount of, of headroom here. So I think we're going to be, oh man, this is going to be magical when we start to squeeze it on the master a little bit. Did kind of notice something. What do we got here in this dead space? I mean, you can't even hear it. I just noticed that there was decibels jumping up here, and I was like, maybe we could just clean that up. Cool. Works for me. Last thing we're going to do here is we're going to round off this fade out a little bit. Just give it a little bit of a curve so it's a bit of a more full sounding fade out. 3 and then 6, and then we'll kind of let it run off from there. All right, guys, this is where it gets really fun. We're going to hop over. I see I was experimenting with stuff on the master, but I'm going to just delete all of that because we're going to start from scratch. Here we go. Shadow Hills Master Compressor. I love this thing. All right, this is going to hopefully make this sound very vibrant. We're going to try to not overly compress, but I don't know. Let's just play with it and see kind of what it's doing. We're going to enable sidechain. And we're only using the left side of this compressor because we have this in stereo mode, I believe. Yeah, stereo. So that means that, we do have dual mono, so we could compress the left side differently from the right side, but I prefer to just use stereo. that just means that this side of the plugin is going to apply to both the left and the right audio. And you can kind of think of this compressor as two compressors that kind of work in tandem with each other. We've got our optical compressor, which I think is a little bit more bright, and our discrete compressor, which is kind of a little bit darker and kind of a little bit slower. Kind of feels like an SSL, particularly because by default they have a lot of attack and, you know, pretty quick release on it, which I usually don't mess with it. I like that sound, you know. So let's just get compressing a little bit. Okay, just barely squeezing it, right? Now we're gonna bring up the gain. And you'll notice as we bring up the gain on the optical and the discrete, it sounds different. Oh, that discrete gain is very warm. Wow, we actually saved ourselves some headroom here. We shaved like 2 decibels and it sounds louder. That's crazy. We might back off on this discrete a bit. This is sounding very rich. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put a little bit of saturation on this track. We're gonna use Little Radiator. Man, and this should kind of brighten it a little bit. We're not gonna like destroy this mix. But it ideally should kind of brighten things. I just got to hear this with the bias on just for shits and giggles. No, that's good. We like the cleanliness. Hear this on the trumpet part. There we go. What's up, E-MILF? How you doing? He says, okay, I'm at home now. It's Sardine. Oh, what's up? Yeah. E-MILF. Wow, that's quite an alt, man. Says, don't ask my ADHD mind why. Yo, you're good, man. All right. Let's run this back. I want to show you the difference. So like we're at like minus 5.9. on our max peak level, but we like, man, it sounds so much louder. It's like it really didn't make too much of a difference on our max peak, but it's like it sounds so much louder, But yeah, email says, yeah, we'll bring a list of Air Windows plugins. Dude, nice. Yes, please do. But the fun part is to explore them all and see for yourself. That's fair. They have no GUI. Oh, wow. Interesting. Email F. Okay, my last name. Okay, I was just like, oh man, this is his catfishing account? Email. Sorry, I did not mean to roast you. Caught me off guard, man. All right. No, that's super kind of you, man. I'm just over here just making a fool of myself. All right. Let's turn this back. I want to show you the difference though. So let's turn this off and then I'll turn it on for you and you'll see just how crazy this is. So this is totally dry. And then we turn on the compressor and the radiator. Oh, and it really opens up there. It feels so much more vibrant. All right. Let's run this from the beginning, and let's get a sense of our max peak volume, and we'll bring it up to 0 and kind of like, really cut it at the top. So. God, I'm loving the sound of this track, man. Wow, minus 6.07 is our max peak value. So, wow, that is really good. We really stuck true to what our max peak was beforehand, but it just sounds so much like bigger, more vibrant with that compressor and that radiator. We're gonna pull out our utility. We're gonna boost this by 6 decibels. In fact, we might just boost it by exactly what the max peak is. And we're going to slap a limiter on the other side just to catch anything that might step its toe over the line. But it shouldn't be too problematic. 6.07. So guys, this is going to be 6 decibels louder, okay? Brace yourself. Let's also pull out that limiter. We're going to pull this out, true peak. Put the ceiling here. Actually, we'll keep it on standard for now because then we're going to feed it into our maximizer, which is really going to step things up a bit. Let's also pull out our loudness meter. And we're kind of hoping for somewhere around like minus 10.5. Honestly, minus 11 would be pretty cool in terms of LUFS, but we're trying to not get too crazy with it, but I want to see how crazy it is to begin with. All right, so Let's bring ourselves back. Let's run it. Oh yeah, that's louder. Well, come on in. Oh, email. Thank you, man. Thanks for the sub. I wonder if that was delayed. It was probably super delayed, wasn't it? About 5 minutes. Okay. I don't know what's causing the delay on that. Might have to look into that. I feel like my alerts on this channel have been very hit or miss. Sometimes they don't even come through. I don't know. That's like a Streamlabs problem I got to look into. I might switch it over to Stream Elements, you know. We'll see. So we're at minus 14 lufs. That's not bad. We definitely have about 3 lufs to go, but that's okay because we're gonna feed this into Ozone now. And yeah, this is gonna automatically generate some stuff, but we're probably gonna change it. We're gonna see. In general, what I would like for this EQ, because this is basically what we're gonna do. We're gonna run this mostly for the maximizer, but I think that now is also a very ideal time to EQ the track in general. And I would like maybe an upwards trend on this EQ. We're going to see what it gives us. But that's ultimately what I was kind of planning to do. I want to give this a little bit of a brighter sheen. It is kind of feeling a little bit, heavy in the lows. But yeah, we're going to run this. Now, just a little warning to you guys. This might jump up in volume kind of loudly, so protect your ears. It might jump scare you, okay? Let's run it. Okay, here we go. Running it on high. Let's do it. But yeah, it's the AI of YouTube trying to analyze this amazing track. Yeah. Yeah, I'm curious what it sounds like through YouTube, if it's much different than what I'm doing. Okay, this is a little bit rough. Okay, it's not too bad. This is a little bit extreme. We're gonna change this. First of all, we need to really bring this back. Yeah, because it's starting to really clip on those 808s. Yeah, it's just, this is not responding well. Let's try a different type of limiting. Okay, so here's what we're going to do to help with this, though. We're going to kind of clamp down on these lows. And we're going to do a band shelf here. You can kind of see in this like 1 to 3K range, it's kind of sagging a bit. This I'm not too concerned about, but we do want a little lift up here. think we've dodged the artifacts here. I'm liking the EQ. Let's just A/B test it a bit. Oh yeah, this lifts nicely in the highs. Okay. Yeah, this is doing good work. Okay, now let's run it from the beginning. Let's see where we are with our LUFS. I have a feeling we're going to be under, but that's okay because we can always kind of shove it a little bit higher on a limiter and it should be pretty cool. So let's run it from the beginning. Let's see where we're at. We're hoping for at least minus 11 LUFS. I'll even take as high as like maybe minus 10.5, but I don't think we're going to be up there. I don't think that's really a concern. Oh, well, I say that, but maybe. We'll see. We definitely got some ways to go, I think. Okay, so the Ozone Maximizer carried us about 1.5 LUFS, but we still have at least one LUF to go. And I'm thinking basically what we're going to try is we're going to just shove it into the ceiling about 1 decibel more using a limiter. Let's pull this out, this limiter here. We're going to put this after our maximizer. We're going to set it to true peak, put the ceiling at 0, and increase the gain input by 1 decibel. Let's see how far that brings us, and let's see if it sounds clean. That release in the bridge section is so cool. -11.8. We're getting closer. I'm just curious if we can get away with maybe giving it another half a decibel into this limiter. We'll see. You know, I like Ableton's limiter. I like Ableton's stock limiter. In my opinion, it's a very clean sort of limiter. I usually can push this thing pretty hard and it still sounds beautiful, right? The thing that we're really looking out for is if it's really like starting to mess with our drums, you know. But, you know, I think we could probably get away with another half decibel. Let's run it again. Hear it for the billionth time. It's great. I love it. I like mixing, man, and I like mastering. It's so much fun. So far, I think it's sounding good. -11.4. Okay. Yeah, dude, I think this is it. I think this is the one. Holy shit. God damn. Let's hear this one more time while we save it. Oh, god damn. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. I got some really good work done today. We managed to do like 2 mixes for Spotify. Yeah, and both of the things that we mixed today are coming out on Spotify. This, again, is going to be part of the Night Owl EP. That first one that we mixed is going to be a single coming out in 2026, early 2026, probably the second release. I drop about every 2 weeks, just so you guys know. Beautiful stuff. God damn. What you want to download is Air Windows Consolidated. Got you. He used to upload the plugins separately and sell some of them. Now they are all free and consolidated in one plugin. Oh, that's amazing. Yeah. Acceleration 2, simple limiter to control the high-end frequencies. Oh, that's nice. Toad Tape 8. Amazing tape emulation. Okay, that's one that I'm definitely gonna be looking into. Toe vinyl, adding a vinyl color. Ooh, I could use that. Okay, with an Air 4, there are more than one, not 100% sure the difference. It adds high end, but sounds way better than boosting. Kind of like Fresh Air. That's another free plugin that also does a similar thing. Console emulation of the sound of mixer console. Oh, okay, yeah, adds saturation, glue depth. Okay, I got you. So it's kind of like a little saturation, compression kind of, you know, mixer console emulator. Verb thick, a reverb designed to mash with the sound source and bring it forward instead of, as reverbs normally do, sit in the background. God damn. I feel like you're really giving us game here. You're really giving us game. Okay, well, I gotta do some research on that, and maybe download that, give it a try. I don't know. I'll let you know if I end up finding some really useful stuff in there. Oh man. But anyways, wow. I think we're probably gonna call it there. Boy, I did some decent work today. I can't wait to drop these on Spotify. Real quick, I just want to let you guys know I am going to be live this Saturday. We're going to be cooking up beats in Ableton Live, Saturday morning cook-ups, as we always do. So definitely swing through. And I think that's going to be the last stream of the year. So I will be back as soon as possible after the new year, after that. So definitely keep your eye out. I'll try not to be away too long. But yeah, Stonefire, can't describe this one. Try it. Okay, gotcha. Seriously 3, modeling of a VHS player. Ooh, okay, we don't have enough VHS emulators. That's interesting. The way it adds color and stereo width to a sound, great to use to make something sound lo-fi and sit different. This sounds like there's a lot of really cool stuff for, just sound design, which is, I don't know. I do this a lot where I'll like make a sample from scratch, and I'm always looking for ways to kind of color it before I like consolidate it and flip it. So it sounds like there's like some really cool tools in here. But yeah, he says, these are just some of them. As I said, there are close to 400. Oh my God, I'm going to be overwhelmed here. Christmas came early, guys. Email is hooking it up fat this year. So it's called Air Windows. Yeah, he says, get consolidated until Sunday. Would love to see you test it out. Okay. Yeah, dude. He says, dude, it's all I use now. No GUI makes you just listen. That's interesting. I'm not sure how I'm going to like the non-GUI aspect, having to have, I imagine that without the GUI, it's a command line interface. So that's going to be interesting for sure. It's been a while since I've been doing stuff with command line interfaces. I actually have a computer science degree, so I'm like very familiar with Linux, but it's been forever since I've actually done anything in it because I kind of decided to not be a software engineer like 5 years ago. I kind of set off to instead double down on music production and mix engineering, which I'm really glad I kind of, took the plunge and went that way, because it's been quite a journey. It's been quite a journey. But yeah, he says, no, it has sliders, just looks ugly. Okay, gotcha. I was curious if I was going to have to be like typing in command line codes. Okay, well, I'll definitely check it out, man. Yeah, thanks for the recommendation. I'm definitely curious about like the tape emulators. The VHS emulators sounded really cool. Also, just it sounds like there's some really good maybe some good mixing tools as well. The reverb one sounded really cool. Yeah. He's like, sorry, no GUI was an overstatement. No, it's all good. We got sliders instead of knobs, guys. It's crazy. Yeah. All right. Well, on that note, I think I will call it there. I'm going to dip out and, yeah, I will see you guys on Saturday. Let's do it. I'm going to make some beats on Saturday, and I hope to see you guys there. So anyways, thank you guys so much for hanging out. Thank you, Emil. I appreciate you, man. Thank you, Christian. Always good to see you. Signature, always good seeing you as well. Nug, thanks for popping in. And I will see you guys on Saturday. So yeah, until then, happy producing. I will see you guys later. Peace.